The most expensive mistake an intelligent person can make is believing that their ability to process information is the same as their ability to generate results. The IQ prison is a psychological phenomenon where high cognitive capacity acts as a barrier to wealth creation rather than a catalyst for it. In the high-stakes theater of the market, smart is often the enemy of rich. While the average person struggles with a lack of ideas, the high IQ individual is paralyzed by a surplus of them, creating a state of analytical stasis that prevents the raw, aggressive action required to build an empire. As Carl Jung famously observed, you are what you do, not what you say you'll do. For the high IQ prisoner, doing is perpetually postponed in favor of thinking, turning a powerful mind into a sophisticated cage. The high IQ brain is evolutionarily tuned for pattern recognition and system optimization. In an academic setting, this is a superpower. In business, it is a terminal illness. The intelligent person refuses to launch a product or start a venture until every variable is accounted for. This is the optimization paradox. While the smartest person in the room is busy perfecting a flawed model, the action-oriented entrepreneur has already launched, failed, and pivoted. This mirrors Jung's warning. The pendulum of the mind alternates between sense and nonsense, not between right and wrong. The intelligent person spends so much time trying to be right that they fail to make any sense in the marketplace. Wealth is built on iterative speed, not initial perfection. By the time the genius feels ready, the window of opportunity has slammed shut. In the world of wealth creation, the most dangerous place to be is in the 120, 130 IQ range, the Midwit Trap. These individuals are smart enough to understand complex systems, but too smart to follow simple, proven paths. They feel a psychological compulsion to reinvent the wheel to prove their intellectual superiority. They view simple, high-margin businesses as beneath them. They value intellectual stimulation over financial ROI. As Jung noted, the creation of something new is not accomplished by the intellect but by the play instinct. The midwit has killed their play instinct with a surplus of intellect. They would rather be right and broke than simple and rich. True sovereignty requires the humility to execute a boring, dumb plan with world-class intensity. High intelligence often leads to a language gap. The high IQ individual struggles to communicate with the mass market because they cannot simplify their message without feeling like they are dumbing it down. They lose a common pulse, the ability to understand the base desires of the 95% of the population who actually drive the economy. Wealth is a byproduct of value scalability. The intelligent person tries to sell logic, while the wealthy person sells emotions. This brings to mind the words of Friedrich Nietzsche. In individuals, insanity is rare, but in groups, parties, nations, and epochs, it is the rule. The high IQ individual tries to fight the insanity of the crowd with logic, while the wealthy individual learns to harness it. You become an expert in a room of one, unable to build the alliances required for massive scale. High IQ individuals are often the victims of their own early success. Because they were honor students, they were funneled into high-prestige, high-safety careers. This is the Golden Handcuffs effect. The opportunity cost for an intelligent person to start a business is massive compared to someone with no other options. They are cognitively trained to minimize risk, but wealth creation is the art of risk management, not risk avoidance. As Jung stated, deep down below the surface of the average man's conscience, he hears a voice whispering, there is something not right, and it is actually true. He is not living the life he was meant to lead. The IQ prison convinces you that a predictable path is a rational path, ignoring the fact that the most rational thing you can do is seek asymmetrical upside. Intelligent people believe the market is a rational machine. They believe that if they build the objectively better product, they will win. This is the narrative fallacy. The market is not a laboratory. It is a jungle governed by status and momentum. The high IQ person is baffled when a worse product dominates. They spend their time arguing with reality instead of adapting to it. They become bitter spectators of success. Jung once said, everything that irritates us about others can lead us to an understanding of ourselves. Instead of being irritated by the idiots making millions, The high IQ prisoner should ask why their own brilliance is failing to produce the same results. Sovereignty requires you to stop judging the market and start serving it. Beyond simple analysis paralysis, the high IQ individual suffers from hyperreflexivity. They are constantly thinking about what they are thinking about. This metacognition creates a lag time in execution. While the lower IQ operator reacts instinctively, the high IQ operator is analyzing historical context. This is neurological overhead. You replace the killer instinct with the scholar's inquiry. In the arena of wealth, the person who thinks less and acts more will inevitably take the lunch of the person who thinks more and acts less. As Ralph Waldo Emerson wrote, an ounce of action is worth a ton of theory. The IQ prison is built entirely of high-quality theory. High intelligence also breeds a toxic level of intellectual narcissism. You believe that because you are smart, you are entitled to success. When the market rejects your genius idea, you look down on the market's stupidity. Jung warned, the healthy man does not torture others. Generally, it is the tortured who turn into torturers. The high IQ individual tortures themselves with their own expectations and then tortures their potential by refusing to adapt. To be rich, you must stop trying to be the professor and start being the janitor. You must be willing to do the low-status work that your ego finds revolting. The billionaire who started a waste management company owns the system. The PhD who thinks trash is too simple is just a cog in it. The IQ prison is reinforced by the compliance reflex. Highly intelligent people are usually excellent at following rules. That's how they got the grades. But wealth creation is an act of strategic rule breaking. The very skills that made you a star student make you a corporate servant. You are waiting for a permission slip that will never come. As Jung famously noted, the shoe that fits one person pinches another. There is no recipe for living that suits all cases. The high IQ prisoner is still trying to use the school's recipe in the market's kitchen. The market does not reward good boys. It rewards those who have the audacity to seize territory. Ultimately, high IQ is merely a potential energy source. Without the kinetic force of lower brain aggression, it is useless. You must learn to dumb yourself down for the sake of execution. You must trade your analysis for intuition and your logic for leverage. As Jung concluded, knowledge rests not upon truth alone, but upon error also. You must become comfortable with the error of action. The goal is not to be the most knowledgeable person, but the most effective. Break the bars of your own intellect. Step out of the ivory tower and realize that the most intelligent move you can ever make is to stop thinking and start building.